Hey everybody, want to give a very fast recap of some of the capabilities of my new G-Shock Mudmaster Maharishi edition. I've got, to complement it right now, the Gravity Defier and the Rangeman. Obviously all G-Shocks, all premiums. Alright, so let's go ahead and take this out. Take a very quick look at a few of the things that it's got here. So for starters, you've got your standard telling time on the dial itself. You've got an analog readout, and you got a digital display. You got one additional hand over here reading the current mode that it's in. So I'm going to flip through these. So first thing, by pressing this button up in the top left, it toggles between your home screen settings and your ability to view the digital display. So right now it reads that 24-hour digital time, the day and date, so Monday, May 8th, and then lastly, a barometer reading showing history of barometer readings over the current interval that it was locked in at, which it's just going to be casually running in the background at all times. Then to change your main modes, you're going to press this button down here. So right now that top arrow signifies that it's in home mode. Press it one time, it goes to barometer, once again giving you a history reading and a differential. So you press this button in the top corner, it'll cycle between seconds, and going back to differential mode, you lock the differential in at 0, and then from there it begins to move the second hand up or down based on barometer changes. Next is temperature. Currently reading that it's 77 degrees Fahrenheit. This thing changes very fast when worn. My room was cooled down a little bit, but just by touching it and it being in my hands for several seconds, it's going to begin to rise in temperatures. Recall, you have several readouts here. You have your history. So each time that you do a manual recording, gives a time and date stamp along with the altitude. And additionally, you can cycle through this minimum, negative 180 feet, total ascension, so cumulative measurement, 28,000 feet, total descension, 37,000 feet. And the first recording that I took on May 14th at 11:52 a.m. was at 73.85. I was at the Grand Canyon. And the maximum altitude on 4/14 at 11:22 was 7,650 feet. Next is Stopwatch. It only goes through the digital LCD, so start and stop through this down here. You can also do split times. Timer default is set at 10 minutes. You unscrew the smart crown and there's where you can change that. Alarm, you have 5 alarms and a signal, hourly signal. World time, nice thing on this is when you want to change it, the readout is around the bezel itself. So with this you can see exactly what you're going to be pointing at by rotating the smart crown to the preferred location. And from here you can actually switch between them by pressing and holding this top left key. And then home time goes to, in the case, New York, East Coast, and my world time goes to Honolulu, which is where I'm out of. So I'm going to switch that back real quick. And lastly is your receive mode. Last time it received was April 16th when I was in Arizona, because it doesn't receive very well here in Hawaii. Then going back to home time, the H actually stands for high battery. It'll go H for high, M for medium, and I believe L for low, and then flashing. Then you got your 2 main other modes, compass. Press that button there. The second hand turns into a needle. The tip of that white part pointing at north, and the 12 o'clock pointing at the digital readout. Pretty accurate. Could save your life. And then the next one is altimeter. Click that. It shows current elevation. I'm right around 77 feet. Again, remember that barometer changes will actually influence this. So as the temperature pressure rises and lowers, this is going to affect your altimeter reading. But very cool that you can set, once again, the differential in either 100 or 1000 meter increments. And from there, you would press and hold this. It would go to 0, whatever your current feet reading is. And then as you, say, go hiking, you'll see this thing begin to increase by either 100 or 1000 meter increments. Very cool. Did it for motorcycle riding. Thing was all over the place. And, playing too. I know it was pressurized, but still very cool effect to be able to watch. And then lastly, click this button here. Goes back to home time. And if you press this button right here, you get your LED light that comes on. And with that, it will light up the dial itself, and there's an additional LED that'll light up the LCD display. So very cool, very good watch, very reliable. You can beat the thing up. It's quite expensive. It's a limited edition though. Get your hands on one if you can. Beautiful camouflage pattern, matte finish, all black. You gotta love it. Thing is a beast of a watch, and I'll give you a final viewing of it on my wrist. And that's what that thing looks like. Definitely seals the gap on the sides, so it has a nice tight fit. I like it. It's my favorite watch by far. Thanks, guys. Good night.